another Pembroke legend, Ray Moulton. Good to see you, Ray.
Thank you, Kieran. Glad to talk to you.
We might take it back to the early 50s and the first time you walked through the gates of Pembroke. What was the connection? You lived in the area, I believe.
I lived on Wilfield Road, which had a little gate into the ground. And I first walked through that gate at about the age of 6. And I saw all these white people. I didn't know what they were doing. And of course, I soon learned it was cricket, and I wanted to be there.
And who did you play with at that age? Did they have a schoolboy team that you could fit straight into the schoolboys?
They had a schoolboy team, but I'm not sure of the details.
So you just got into the men's
I got
team?
into it, yeah. The first match I played in, I remember it, was the third 11 match. I was sitting in my whites inside the railings, inside the pavilion. Paddy Keating was captain. And Pembroke were one short. And he said to me, I want you to come out and field. We're one short. And I said, well, I haven't my whites. And he said, go and get your whites. He knew where I lived. So I ran up and got the whites. And the next thing I remember was running out onto the field. It was a third 11 match. There was no fourth. And he put me into the slips. And I said to him, I don't feel in the slips. I can't feel it. And the very over, I got a catch and dropped it.
Wow.
Terrible feeling. You never forget that.
No, and that was the third 11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was no fourth.
No fourth time, yeah.
And of course, you got into the first team. You were very young when you got into the first team. It was a very strong Pembroke team in the 50s. They did the double twice in the 50s.
I was on mainly as a fielder, I think.
Right.
I was a very good fielder.
And you just patrolled the covers.
And of course, I didn't bowl at all. I wasn't good enough to bowl.
So when did the kind of the opportunities come?
There's a very famous incident as a bowler. We were playing in Merrion, and there was an inter-pro match on at the same time. And Alan Murray was captain. And we weren't doing all that well. And tradition has it that he came over to me and said, I want you to bowl from the other end. And I said, what, sir? Me, sir? No, sir. It's a famous phrase. Because I was reminded of it by people like Harry Hill.
Yeah.
That was my reply.
And when would that have been? Was that on the first? Yeah, so it would have been probably. It would have been 53. Would that have been your first year?
Yeah,
he was captain then. Yeah.
And then, do you remember a bit about the doubles you won when you won the league and cup? Because incidentally, 2024, which we're in now, the last double win was 1957. It hadn't been done since then. So do you remember a bit about the double winning teams in the 50s? Cricket was, of course, extremely different back then.
Oh, yeah. It's all very vague to me, you know. I played on the schoolboys and I loved the schoolboys. I could name the schoolboy team, you know, Noel Barber. Ken Hope was only a little fella. He was 3 or 4 years younger than me. But, you have a photograph.
Yeah, I saw a photograph there.
Yeah. So then, once you got into the 60s, you were pretty much an established member of the first team, and Ken was captain right through. You won 3 leagues in a row in the late 60s.
I loved playing for Ken. He was a great captain.
Yeah.
Because he was a very funny fellow. And all the time you were playing, you were waiting for his next smart remark, you know.
And you were bowling a lot then, weren't you?
I wasn't bowling. I don't think I was bowling in the early part of my career.
It was only in the
In the latter stages, I came on as a bowler.
So you had in that 60s team, who would have been the
You would have had Joe Byrne,
Joe Byrne,
Oh, yeah, he
yourself,
used to be.
the two Smiths?
well, Sandy later than Pat.
Yeah.
Um,
Pat was a very steady bowler.
yeah, even then, yeah. You would have had Vinnie Duffy on and off.
He didn't get on much.
No, Cyril Irwin the odd time as well. He was.
Yeah, but Cyril wasn't a bowler.
No, oh yeah, you're talking about bowlers, yeah. No, he wasn't a bowler. No. Was there a guy called Townsend on that team? Was it?
Yeah, Dougie Townsend.
Dougie Townsend, yeah.
He was in Australian, I think. But he wasn't a bowler. He was
Yeah.
a bat.
Alan Parker was another one.
Parker was the top bowler.
Yeah.
Fast bowler. A lot of the other teams feared.
Alan Parker.
Even guys like Ian O'Brien.
Yeah.
He had a great short ball. And on our wickets, it was down and up, you know.
Yeah. Those were the wickets of the day, weren't they?
Yeah.
It's different now.
No covers, of course, back then.
No. There might have been some, but our wickets were poor. Railway had low wickets. We had wickets that were up and down.
Right. And with the safe hands of Harry Hill behind the stump.
Fantastic. Wicketkeeper to half and he was bowling, you know.
Right.
He took up the whole thing in his hand and all, you know, he was unbelievable.
And what number were you batting then? At that stage, in the late 60s, early 70s, that we in the middle order?
Yeah, I would have been 6 or 7.
And of course, there's plenty of overs. You always like plenty of overs to bat.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You remember that final in '72, the famous final, when Malahide were all out for '72,
And
and
we got them out for 71.
no, we won by 1 wicket. They batted first,
Oh, yeah,
and you may remember we were 27 for 7,
yeah.
and it was Ronnie Byrne at Gordon Mellon
That's right.
got the final 10 runs. Dougie Goodwin took 6 for 9 off 12 overs.
Yeah.
Do you remember that final?
I do, and I
Yeah.
remember it very
Yeah.
well. They made a terrible mistake. They had 8 or 9 of us out, and they took off Dougie Goodwin.
Yeah.
He won over left, and whoever decided I'm going to take him off and keep his over to the end. It was a terrible mistake.
I think Ray Daly was captain.
Yes.
Malahide. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because Dougie Goodwin didn't get back to bowl that over.
Yeah. It was 11 overs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because then that was 72, and then 73. Then there was a final against Phoenix in Rathmines, which we lost.
Yeah.
And
That was a terrible.
I remember David Enser telling me only recently that there was rain affected, and so they didn't think there'd be any more play, and they were all up in Lamdoyles or something drinking pints.
Yeah.
And they were told to come back because the game had, and they won it. We won the league that year, but they won the cup. In '74, then you beat Railway in Railway.
Yeah, that was
Were
my
you
big
captain?
day.
Yeah, that was you were captain, weren't you?
I was.
Yeah.
I did everything right.
Yeah.
It was one of those days when the Lord shines down upon you.
Yeah.
I ran out the 2 opening bats, the 2 tipping,
Crawford and Denzel, yeah.
both exactly the same way. They hit the ball to my left hand, behind me, my left hand, and shouted yes. And before you could say whatever, I had it up. I used to lean to my left in those incidents and throw it like that.
Flash, yeah.
And Harry was there, looming up, waiting for.
And that was the start of it, yeah.
Yeah, the 2 of them were running.
Yeah.
And I bowled Frank Whelan now. That was my only wicket in that match. I got 34 runs. I was top scorer. That was some game, wasn't it?
Sounded like you had to graft that day.
Yeah.
I think I remember it was a sort of a wetish day.
I think we batted first, I think.
Yeah, I think. Yeah.
And I got 34 in that.
Yeah, that was a few good years.
Yeah, well, in the early 70s, and with the batting, you were always known as a drafter. I mean,
Yeah.
What was the mindset? You just hated getting out, I guess.
That's it. There's some batsmen like that then. And I wasn't a big hitter anyway. So I'd be hanging around there.
But you had plenty of time back then as well.
Yeah,
Um,
time was
60 over 74.
yeah.
Yeah, they got 34. We got 171, and Redwood got 156. Yeah,
Was, so I got two run-outs, one wicket old Frank Field,
yeah.
and
And there you have Denzel Tipping run out.
and I got two great catches.
You caught Ginger,
Ginger,
and you caught Joey
yeah.
O'Mara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you have a better day?
Yeah,
kind of a better day
Yeah.
than that.
yeah,
And then, so that's, yeah, that was the 70s. And then, of course, you're still in the team right through. I mean, you played over 5 decades.
Mm.
And I wanted to go on and I asked Ken Hope this as well. When the pros came in, well,
Yeah.
the first pro Pembroke had was Nigel Seal
Yeah,
in 1980.
yeah,
Do you remember? And actually, I'll just tell you quickly, then we can go through it. So 1980 was Nigel Seal, 81 and 2 with Alan Simpson, and then 83 and
Yeah.
4 Chris Kugelheim. So do you remember when Nigel arrived, and was your view that you were in favour of the pros, or did you think they were taking up a spot of an Irishman? Or?
I was in favour of the pros
Right.
because I was captain a couple of times and I like to win. So I'd always like a pro. But yeah,
And Stibbo was,
Nigel Steele wasn't a great player, but he won us the cup final.
up in Cabra.
I think with a cotton ball, a good cotton ball,
and
when
then
things were very tight.
Yeah,
and Alan Simpson bowled like the wind on the day.
Oh yeah, Alan was
Yeah.
he actually. This doesn't go into anything. He thought spirits were around him and were affecting his life, you know. And I was walking with him. I worked over the north side, and I was walking with him down near Belvedere College.
Mhm.
And he said to me, the spirits are out to get me. Can you help me? Do you know any priest or anything? And I said, there's a monastery there beside you. The Jesuits. I said, go in there and mention my name. And just say, you want help. And he did that. Extraordinary story.
yeah. He was.
But don't put it.
I remember facing him. I was playing thirds. I remember facing him in the nets one time, and and they were all talking about how quick he was, and the nets were down by the far end, but he was only bowling medium pace. Not that quick. And I remember hitting him back over his head, and he had to go and fetch it.
That was dangerous.
Jesus, the next body I never saw. I think. Ping off the back of the net. I mean, I was a junior cricketer, but by God,
Billy Dwyer had a couple of very nice.
he got yeah.
Simpson didn't like the hit, and he bowled a couple of Billy's head, long hops, you know.
Yeah.
I remember Billy also bowled one and followed through. Stibbo hit
Hit
it
him in the
right back
face.
at him as well. Yeah.
Really killed.
And then after Alan, there was Cruz, who a lot of people have said that the best player they played was. Would you?
Oh yeah, I think so. He's up there anyway, you know. And he was fantastic to play on the same team with him because he encouraged you all the time. I remember down in Malahide one day, he was fielding at the off, and I was extra cover, fairly close to him. And the ball was hit like a rocket at my right hand. And I dived and stopped it. And it went off my hand to Cougar. And he picked it up. And they were attempting to run, and he had the wicket down.
Wow.
You know, fantastic.
Incredible.
Did you get to spend a bit of time in the middle with him? What was he like to bat with?
You know, I didn't spend much time because we crossed over, like I was on the way out. But he said to me a couple of times, I'd love to have seen you fielding when you were a young man. Because you're very good now. And
Yeah.
you're 50.
Yeah. You're 50. You're still playing. Yeah.
Well, you played for nearly 10 years more. You played up until 92, but in the early 80s, of course, then you had a family at that stage as well, and the
Yeah.
four boys all went through Pembroke. What was the memories of bringing the family through the club? And of course, your wife Anne played in the first ever
Yeah.
women's team.
It was a great life, you know. We had a great time. Pembroke was very kind to us, and they were all reasonable players. Brian was a very good fielder and bowled and batted on the seconds mainly, I think.
Yeah, seconds, thirds, yeah, yeah.
And Ken was wicketkeeper
He
on
was
the
a kid.
seconds,
Yeah, he was.
and played a couple of times on the first.
First he did, yeah.
Ray then. Ray was a good fielder. He was quick, and so it was a great family.
Yeah,
Stephen played on the
Stephen-
first one.
Stephen
Won a
he was a
couple.
very good player. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was manager of the team when Stephen went to America. And I remember the start of the season, he came to me and I was telling him about the great year we were going to have.
Yeah.
And he said, sorry, Dad, I won't be around. I'm going to America. It was a terrible shock.
That must have been tough, yeah. Yeah. Not just from a cricket point of view, but, you know.
Well, he was a good player. One particular match I remember him playing, he was down against Balroggery or the Hills. You know that ground, which was quite narrow at the sides,
Yeah,
but had long boundaries.
yes, yeah.
He was batting in that, and they saw him as a young lad and they were bowling at his head, and he was hooking them into the next field.
Good.
And I said, this kid is a
Yeah.
good player. But unfortunately, he said to me, Dad, I'm going to America. And I said, what are you going to America? You have everything you want here. And he said, no, it's a dream to go to America. So off he went.
And that's 30 years ago now. Well, nearly 30 years ago. Yeah.
And you captained, of course, you captained the first team during your career, but then you went down and captained the seconds as well.
Yeah,
And did you enjoy the youngsters coming through?
I did. I loved it, yeah, because the pressure was off me. It wasn't senior, and the young fellas I was able to help.
Yeah.
I think you captained the second 11 in the cup final in Phoenix, am I right?
Yeah,
About
and we
93.
lost.
Yeah. It's Clontarf, was it?
Yeah, I remember that match, and I can see myself collecting the runners-up prize.
Yeah,
I can see it in my mind.
really, yeah.
And like I said, well, it's the second, you know, and you had a great innings, so be magnanimous. So when I was making the little speech, I said to Phoenix, you outplayed us today, you were very good. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
And so any particular highlights that stand out over all the years? Could you pick one or two?
Well, there's only one, and that was the cup final in Railway that day when I was talking.
74, yeah.
I got the two run-outs,
Yeah.
two good catches.
That should really last the memory of it.
Yeah, oh yeah, and 34 runs and winning the cup.
Yeah,
And I remember, funny enough, I remember standing in the bar after the match with a pint in my hand. And I looked round the bar, and there were all my friends, Pembroke and Ray,
yeah,
and I was the king,
yeah.
standing there with the pint.
Brilliant, yeah.
And I could, it never would go out of my
Yeah,
head.
because it wasn't as if you weren't known at Railway. Yeah.
No, when they put me down into the ground, I could still be there.
Yeah.
No, it was fantastic.
You played a lot of hockey in Railway, didn't you? Was that, you found that helped your cricket? In terms of fitness, anyway.
Oh yeah, definitely. I loved the hockey, but the cricket was a different game. It was a one-to-one. The hockey, you were on the team, and you don't want to get into the hockey. But I was playing for UCD, and Kieran O'Malley was captain of the Railway hockey team. And he, I'm trying to think what I want to say.
The hockey game, UCD and Redway, Kieran
Yeah,
O'Malley.
yeah. Kieran, oh yeah, Kieran picked me for railway first hockey at the start of the season. And I went up and told Paddy Dempsey, who was captain of UCD. And Paddy said, you can't play. You have to play for UCD. You know, you're in UCD. And maybe for something I'm glad if you play for it. And I went to Kieran O'Malley and I said, Kieran, I have to play for UCD. But next year,
Yeah.
I play for it.
Yeah.
And he bought that.
He accepted that.
Yeah.
Just speaking of people like Kieran O'Malley and Mickey Williams, those names in the 1950s, the Bill Houghton, later on Ken Houghton, that must have been a very different. I mean, when you look at the photograph, you see all the Blazers and
It was a different type of game.
yeah.
They didn't hang around the bar.
It's
They
a-
left the club. You know, when the match was over, they were gone.
yeah.
That was the way they were. And it was just a different way of looking at it.
Was it very competitive on the field, or was it casual? Was it?
No, it was very competitive. But the local people, like myself and Ken Open, we loved going into the bar after the match.
Yeah.
And one night I remember being in the bar and we were all having a great time. The next day, a huge row went up from the outer bar. Remember the outer bar? You do.
Yeah. Well,
The bar went in the shape of a horseshoe.
right.
And the inner bar was the inner bar, and then there was an outer bar which came along a bit later. And a huge row went up from that part of the bar. And you know what it was?
Well,
Flatty dancing.
right.
It was that night. So you can walk back.
Oh, 1994. That was when we were at Riverdale.
Riverdale.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's the inner bar and the outer bar. The old. Yeah, that's what we know today. Yeah. Yeah. Well,
But it was fantastic, that river dance.
yeah, I remember it.
I was gobsmacked.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
It doesn't come into this story.
Back then, you had a few pints and you could drive home.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, very wrong, man. I remember, you know the plots that used to be there?
The allotments. Yeah.
As you turned the corner,
Yeah.
if you weren't careful, you were into the plot.
Yeah.
And one night, I hit the corner stay in the plot, the rusty old stay. I hit it with the right hand, back in the car. And I wasn't drunk or that.
Yeah. Because you say to kids today, I mean, I was showing my daughter. There's a photograph in one of those of the wall at the end of where the houses are now.
Yeah.
At the St. John's end.
Oh, yeah.
And the allotments, because they were allotments. I remember them when I joined. And
Yeah.
the nurseries at the far end where Brian's house is now.
Yeah.
It's all, you show kids today those photographs of me, you know. But I mean, like that. There's a great photograph of you and Ken sitting on the ground in
Oh,
Pembroke.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's a lovely
Yeah, it's a
photograph.
great photograph.
That's been etched in my mind.
Yeah.
Did you play, Ray, when the wickets went the other direction?
I think I did all right.
They used to have the wickets
Yeah.
going there.
From the railway to the wall.
Yeah,
Is it? Yeah.
it would have been very, very early days.
Yeah.
All right, it's been great chatting.
Chatting to you, yeah.
And reminiscing.
I'm glad I could help
Yeah, no, it's great.
and I can remember it.
I'll let you, yeah,
Mm.
thanks, Ray.
Okay,
We just-
you're more than welcome, lad. I'm glad I could help.